Remember a few months ago when this happened?
Congressman?
Yeah.
You made some headlines with the hire of David Grusch.
Yeah.
Why'd you do it? Why'd you feel the need to do it?
I think that just it's frustrating to me that we can't continue to just not really get any further. And so one of the things that was highlighted to me really is that, or obvious to me, is that we don't have somebody that's an expert in this field helping us navigate the intelligence community, navigate these, because the thing is, you don't know which questions to ask, right? And so how do you even determine where to go if you don't even have the first clue?
So we've established that David Grusch was put in his position by Eric Burlison to help with the UAP investigation, right, on Capitol Hill. Well, it seems that Eric Burlison was introduced to someone by David Grusch who left Eric Burlison shocked, right, and stunned by what he was saying. Now, this person remains a mystery, but stay with me because someone on X may have figured out exactly who David Grusch introduced to Eric Burlison, and that answer may shock you. So let's jump into this. Right here, I've got an X space where Eric Burlison went in and spoke about this, and he gave details about the person, not revealing their name or who they are, but things about them. And with those clues, people may have figured out who he is, right? So let's roll the clip and find out. But before we do, please hit that like button, vetters. That really helps out the videos. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I put out new videos every week about the UFO phenomena, and I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Now, let's play this clip.
I believe that there's so much truth in the Bible. In fact, so I'll tell you guys something that I have. David Grusch put me in contact with an individual who blew my mind. I don't know if I can believe him, but it's an individual who has aliens talk to him. And this individual went from being a Jewish person to being an atheist in his life. When he started talking to what he calls his aliens, or angels, they started talking to him. He has these strange experiences, and then his wife will transcribe what he says, and a lot of it is predictions that come true. And what he told me is he became a Christian. He started believing in Jesus because these things that were talking to him said, yes, Jesus is real. Jesus, I mean, was a real person. He really did perform these miracles, and he was the Messiah, and he is part of the divine council with God. And then a guy who didn't even know what the divine council was, the Bible, suddenly was being told through some. Anyway, that was an interesting thing. So let me go back to your question. When you ask, like, all these ancient, like, megalithic sites like Machu Picchu, or the pyramids that are in, whether in the Aztec Empire, the Inca, and then you've got pyramids of Egypt, it's ubiquitous across the world. And some of these sites have got stone structures at their base that there's even modern technology and modern machinery would have a very difficult time putting in place and making it that perfect. It suggests to me that there were ancient civilizations that were extremely advanced. And what happens is and I think Tim Alberino is right. Like, you have cataclysm occur, whether it's a comet that hits, or it's the poles the electromagnetic, the
Noah's
magnetic
Ark.
poles.
Noah's Ark, Eric.
Yes.
All right, so Eric stumbles over a few words there, which I do all the time. And that's the gist, really, here. Again, I'll put a link in the description. But basically, again, Eric Burlison his mind was blown by speaking to this person that David Grusch introduced him to. And again, David Grusch was brought on specifically to help people on Capitol Hill and Representative Eric Burlison specifically into the UAP topic. So why would David Grusch introduce to Eric Burlison someone like this, right? Who talks to aliens? I mean, that just sounds bonkers when you say it like that, right? And aliens talk to him. One thing would be he talked to aliens, but the fact that he says aliens talk back to him, right? That's where it gets a little crazy, because people pray to God all the time, but if you say, oh, God speaks back to me, then you sound crazy, right? I'm not saying he's crazy or anyone's crazy for that. I'm just saying that's the social sort of construct that we're in, right? So so this person is a mystery. Eric Burlison doesn't reveal who this person is that blew his mind that David Grusch introduced him to, right? Who is this person that talks to aliens, who was a Jewish person, then became atheist, then a Christian? His wife helps him translate what the aliens say, I guess. And they work on predictions that have come true, right? So who is this mystery person? Well, thanks to the work of a gentleman named Astral, who I know, really great guy, said, is Dr. J.J. Hurtak the experiencer channeler David Grusch referred Eric Burlison to? Well, guess what? It just might be, because he checks all the boxes. Born Jewish, then atheist, then became a Christian. He talks to aliens or angels. Wife transcribes what the beings say. Predictions that come true. Alien said Jesus is the true Messiah and part of the divine council. And those are all things that J.J. Hurtak has said. Sorry, my chair keeps sliding down. So people think it's J.J. Hurtak. And who is J.J. Hurtak? Here's a little bit more about him.
I am here with
Dr. Desiree Hurtak.
Dr. J.J. Hurtak.
Dr. Hurtak has authored several books on the subject of extraterrestrial intelligence, a field he has studied and participated in for over 20 years. He has conducted first-hand investigations of many close encounters of the second and third kind. He is founder and president of the Academy for Future Science and has been a consultant to a number of international films and books on the subject of extraterrestrials. He was also a featured speaker at the first World Conference on Extraterrestrial Activities in Acapulco, Mexico, held in April 1977. Welcome, Dr. Hurtak.
We're fortunate to have with us tonight Dr. J.J. Hurtak, who is a mystic and a renowned scholar of diverse mystical traditions, especially the Jewish and Christian mystical worlds. Dr. Hurtak is well known for his books, the Book of Knowledge, the Keys of Enoch, translated into 7 languages, and Pistis Sophia, text and commentary, which explores the Gnostic mystical developments in early Christianity. J.J., welcome to Philly Live.
Thank you. It's a great honor to be with you.
We see the world going to a fantastic change, a drama that some perceive only in terms of a negative spiral. We, on the other hand, see a positive process of ascension, an opportunity to look at the long calendar, as it is called, of the Mayan people, and recognize that we can see far beyond the exclusivity of one calendar system, saying that everything comes to now when we realize that evolution doesn't stop with Mother Earth, but continues. It is the upper ascension that is so exciting that we're seeing amongst the heartbeats of people throughout the world who are, shall we say, reinterpreting the great transformational element of a consciousness shift, recognizing that the ball will not fall but will ascend, or to put it another way, the world will not go into a negative spiral, but the Merkaba will rise. The people will come out of the experience of stress and strain and the darkness of the old order into a sense of regenesis, restoration, and pluralism.
And so that's what December 21st really means to us, the power of ascension.
Now, I did a little bit of digging online about all of this, and honestly, there is a lot of footage out here and interviews with these two, but it was hard for me to confirm some of the specific, criteria, as for instance, that his wife Desiree transcribes for him. I couldn't find anything about that, and so I don't know, right? But a lot of the other things do lean towards this. And then I looked for other people, maybe other people that may fit this criteria. And there wasn't anybody. The only other person that fit part of the criteria was someone named Dan Burrish, and he has quite a divisive, fan base in the community. But there was nothing about his wife or anything. But some of the other criteria he did line up with. So I don't know, right? Is this who David Grusch was talking about? Will we ever know? Will they confirm it? And what is the point of that conversation? What is David Grusch trying to accomplish by having someone like that speak with Eric Burlison? What is what is it for? Is this a private matter, or was it more was it a public, like part of his duties, right, of being hired on by Eric Burlison, or was this just a private conversation, right? It would be interesting to know. Why? Because we're spending tax dollars on this, right? David Grusch is being paid by tax dollars, and what Eric Burlison is doing is with tax dollars. So it makes sense that as Americans, we get to ask what exactly is going on. Let me know what you think in the comments. We'll see you on the next one, Vetters. Remember, every day's a gift, y'all. Peace! Oh, yeah. Happy 4th of July.